Yeah, look, I've been the inspector of my own life lately, checking the specifications of my piece. You see, some people build structures out of illusions. But the tide always comes to collect the sand. Let's look at the data. In 2009, it was just a digital ping in the atmosphere, floating on air. G2 voices, young with no fear, off and on over the phone, just a blueprint in the dark. No red flags in sight, no shadows left a mark. See, my spirit operates on a law that's true and deep. I forgive and I release, it's a promise that I keep. Out of sight, out of mind, wipes the slate clean, leaving no ledger of the spaces where I've been. So when the clock spun around, I didn't hold a grudge, just a blank canvas waiting for the universe to nudge. Fast forward to the winter, January 2018. He stepped back on the stage, trying to paint a new scene. Said he was unentangled, a free man, ready to build, spilling smooth promises till the empty spaces fill. But on that very first date to celebrate my birth, he rolled up in the vehicle that challenged what I'm worth. Driving his ex's red Jeep, but his alibi was slick, and my internal vision hadn't decoded the trick. I felt the guttural friction, a warning in my soul, but I chose to grow through my insecurity to make it whole. By the time October came, the pace began to race. He brought his baggage through the door and moved into my space behind closed doors. The internal world was so chill, attentive and relaxed, making time stand still. But outside those walls, a different blueprint was drawn. He was using my stability to keep his hustle strong, telling his past I was a resource to mine, a stepping stone to fund the bridges left behind. A senior inspector watching the faulty production line, but I gave him the benefit of doubt one more time. Because a lie can run a sprint for a mile or two, but it can't outrun the wash when the water is the true. Yeah, you can build your walls out of shifting gray dust, but the soil always knows what it can and cannot trust. And it all comes out in the wash, yes it does. Every hidden motive, every shadow that there was. The sandcastle crumbles when the tide rolls in, and the sovereign spirit learns exactly where to begin. I plug the leak, I reclaim my name. No longer a resource in a counterfeit game. Yeah. Then came the baby cousin's birthday out in the open air, a shelter in the park, picnic table sitting there. He waited till we walked out the door to let me know that his ex would be sitting in the front row of the show. And there I was in the space where two exes collide, X1 and X2 both standing on the side. I sat in the silence on my phone, keeping my peace, watching his mother and his aunt give his past a new lease, planning beach trips for the kids, treating me like a ghost, while I was the one hosting the man they loved the most. I didn't react, I didn't cause a scene in the crowd. An inspector doesn't yell when the defects are loud. For 4 to 6 months I just stayed in the observation zone before I ever spoke to X2. On a level of my own, I watched the family mechanics, I documented the split, seeing how the puzzle pieces simply didn't fit. I saw the X not as a rival but a mirror in the sun, realizing we were both being played by the same one. I stayed in the fire just to let it refine my view, gathering the data till the narrative was through. April 2020, the distortion went deep. While living under my roof, he had a secret to keep, cheating with his ex in the dark of the night, bothering a child completely out of my sight. Superficially I took his word because the truth was concealed, until a family trip to Ocean Reef, result was revealed. The turning point manifested thick in the air. The night I was stranded in a storm of despair. A tornado was hitting a flat tire on the road, and my son was the only one lifting the load. He was gone chasing shadows out of town, and his voice on the phone was spinning around, thick with anxiety. The guilt started to show, a man running out of places left to go. I didn't have to argue, I didn't have to fight, I just knew the darkness was breaking in the light. I whispered to the wind, it'll come out in the wash, as the rain started to fall and the light started to squash. Right after the beach, it tried to pitch me a plan, a spiritual festival to catch me by the hand. A coordinated trap for a polyamorous life. They wanted my essence to anchor their strife, but my intuition shouted no, and I stood my ground, refusing to let my soul be chained and bound. Then 2022 became the year of the slow motion exit. living with the truth while my spirit indexed it. I watched them try to hold a sandcastle in place while the tide was soaking every inch of its space. August 7, 2023, the final audit was drawn. I sat with my PRES notes right at the dawn. Point, reason, example, and summary in line, documenting the structure of a failing design. Then I flipped that paper over, done leaking my force. I didn't demand the truth, I commanded discourse. I issued a spiritual executive order to see, and on that same page I sketched a truck that set me free, driving toward independence, a go-getter in stride, plugging up the leak with my sovereign pride. I walked away with my peace, left the wreckage on the shore. He tried to tell one last lie as I closed up the door, claimed no one I fuck with fucks with you, trying to wall off the theater of his internal truth. In the universe delivered the final data receipt. His people matched with me on tame, me clear and complete. Matched with me first, showed a face to the sun, sending text interactions till the cover up was done. No voice needed, just the text on the screen, the mechanical click of the deadbolt sealing the scene. The ultimate proof that his walls were just sand, and the keys to the future are secure in my hand. To anyone standing in the fire of the doubt, you don't have to chase the truth to find out. You don't have to leak your essence trying to fix a broken frame, or diminish your light to play a counterfeit game. Just flip the paper over, let the data align, command your own space and reclaim your design. The inspector was done looking at what's broken and poor. We're closing the audit and locking the door, because it all comes out in the wash. Yes, it does. Every hidden motive, every shadow that there was. The sandcastle crumbles when the tide rolls in, and the sovereign spirit learns exactly where to begin. I plug the leak, I reclaim my name, no longer a resource in the counterfeit game. August 7th was the breakdown, but today is the rise. No longer random in the theater of lies. The vehicle is sketched, the engine is turned, every single lesson factually learned. The deadbolt clicked, the file is closed, affirmed.
Some fries.
I want some barbecue sauce on the side. Don't forget my chicken wings that I ordered, or you will get knocked upside your head with a quarter. Play with me.